My name is Jeremy Stokel. This is my third time to Peru. The first two times I came, we worked with our hands and built buildings, but this time we worked with our hearts and we built the kingdom. We had big plans for this trip a year ago. We were going to do eye clinics, and that didn't work out. God closed that door. And then we were going to do construction and build some swing sets and do some things at the church. But that fell through as well, and all we were left with was the words of our mouths, the knowledge in our heads, and the love of God to share with these people. And so we dove into it wholeheartedly, and God has blessed us richly. We have done many things in many different places already on this trip. We've gone into the villages of Moyapata and Markawasi and visited with the believers there and encouraged them in their own homes. We've had services every night at 5 different churches. Just amazing times of worship. We've had trainings in the mornings and afternoons with local pastors and teachers from the school, and we just had wonderful times of teaching and learning with them. We've learned from them about their bridges and barriers to sharing the gospel in their cities and towns, and we've talked about strategies of how they can do that more effectively. We've also had time with students. With the young students, 6 to 10-year-olds yesterday, and today with the older high school students, and in so many of those cases we have seen strong movements of the Spirit, and it's just been...
We're here in Casa de Aguila in Peru, close to Cusco, Peru. We got here last Saturday. We were in Cusco last Saturday, and we were greeted by the local pastor Jaime. He's been our main contact here, and he had 2 guests with him. One of the guests is a lawyer. Her name is Christina, and she had just come to Casa de Aguila. She knew of the work that they were doing here, and she wanted to help out. And so we started to get to know Christina and Judith. Judith was one of our translators and is actually the niece of Christina. We started sharing with them the love of God. We shared with them about Romans 6:23 and just shared with them what it meant to be a follower of Christ. So after talking with them and really praying with them and encouraging them, and during that time I was sharing with Judith about God's love, about what it meant to be a Christian, and she accepted Christ as her Lord and Savior. She became a Christian, and the whole week she's been growing in her faith. She's had an intensive discipleship as we've done trainings every day, and we've talked with her, and she's been reading the book of John, and she's been growing in her faith. And so we've just seen here in Peru that God puts His hand on our life and calls us to go. And when we're obedient, when we go and we do what He calls us to do, we can see amazing things. And that's what we've seen this week. We've seen just lots of decisions, and just through that one relationship, that one contact of talking with Judith and being able to disciple her, we've seen her grow in her faith in just a very short time. And so we've just been the recipient of God's blessings here in Peru.
I'm Judith. 5 days ago I invited Jesus in my life, and after this my life changed because I live with a blessing Jesus, and like Jesus came for us to change our lives and to save sin, we have to do the same, going to the people and talk about Jesus